happens if your appraisal comes in low? Are you under contract and this is happening to you? Well, you are in the right place because that's what we're talking about today. So stay tuned. I got you covered. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Living in Greensboro with Lynette Selby. Today, we're going to dive into the topic that can be a real roller coaster ride in the world of real estate, and that's low appraisals. So let's get started. So you found the perfect home, made an offer, got your offer accepted, and everything is going smoothly until the appraisal comes back lower than expected. That, my friend, can be a bit of a downer in your home buying journey. I was actually just dealing with this a few weeks ago. My buyers made an offer on a property. Offer was accepted, and that appraisal value came in lower than our asking price. We were able to get it all worked out, and the deal is still inching closer and closer to the closing table. So in this video, I will provide you with some helpful tips to keep your deal alive if this happens to you. But before we get started, if you hadn't done so already, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell so you never ever miss out on an episode. So really, now let's get started with today's video. So if you receive a low appraisal, you can appeal that appraisal. And this is definitely a team effort involving you, your loan officer, and your real estate agent. You'll be like real estate detectives searching for better comps in the market to justify a higher valuation. Appraisers sometimes will miss some comps that can support your asking price, so make sure your agent is running comps on the property and keep this information handy in the event that the appraisal comes in low. Another thing that you can do is order a second appraisal. So if the value doesn't align with your contract price, a second or even third appraisal might be requested. Just remember, it comes with an additional cost. Usually when you request additional appraisals, the buyer will have to foot this bill. So if you are unsuccessful with those options, you can always negotiate with the seller. Sometimes a little flexibility from both sides can save the day in that deal. You might ask the seller to lower the price or even meet you halfway. So when you present the facts to the seller, if they are not willing to work with the buyer regarding the appraisal, depending on the loan that that buyer has, that appraisal will follow the home for a couple of months. So if the original offer is terminated and the seller accepts another offer, if that buyer was using FHA and the original buyer was an FHA buyer too, then that appraisal value will follow the home. So in many cases, it's best for the seller just to stick with the original buyer. Some sellers will rather adjust the purchase price than to start that process all over again. So that is something to think about too. Last but not least is you can walk away. And I know this one is not ideal, but if you can't work with the sellers, if the sellers are not willing to meet you halfway or to do any type of renegotiating, then you may not have a choice but to terminate the contract. And in the state of North Carolina, you will lose your due diligence deposit if you made one, but if you terminate before the end of your due diligence period, you may be able to get your earnest money deposit back. Each of these options has its pros and its cons. Some are more challenging than others, and the outcome can vary. But if you find yourself facing a low appraisal, don't panic. You're not alone, and there are ways to navigate this situation. Having an experienced agent on your side will definitely help you when things like this come up in a transaction. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone that you think may benefit. And as always, subscribe for more real estate tips and insight. Feel free to share your experiences or questions in the comments below. I love hearing from all of our viewers. But until next time, happy house hunting, and I'll see you later. You take care. Bye-bye.